Hey everybody, what's going on? Sorry about the delay there. We're going to be talking about Press Harder tonight, his arrest and stuff. We're going to have Four Corners is going to be stopping by and dropping the referral link, or excuse me, the StreamYard link. Cliff's coming in the house. You go, bud. Can you hear me, Cliff?
Oh yeah, but I've got an echo here, so I don't know what I'm doing. I
Yeah.
gotta close down the YouTube. Yeah,
What's up, Excalibur? Good to see you. Gamma Cam and Z, Frankie, Tony.
all right. Can you hear me? Okay.
Cliff, you might have to hop out and hop back in.
Okay, we'll do.
Hey, Ajot, David, who, seven cities. Can everybody hear me? Let me know if everybody can hear me. Charles says it sounds good. Good to see you, Charles. Long time, buddy. Good to see you, man. Brandon, what's up, buddy? No echo. Everybody's good. 5x5. Yeah, sometimes my internet gets a little spotty. Oh, you know what? Why probably. Never mind. My speaker's muted. So,
Can you hear me without the echo?
yeah, I can hear you now, buddy. I had speakers muted. That's why I couldn't hear you. Talk about a dumb move.
That's all right.
I'm like, Cliff, I can't hear you. My speakers are muted. No shit.
That's funny. But you haven't done this in a little
Yeah.
bit.
I know. I got to get back into the swing of things. Good to see everybody here in the channel. Brandon Mitchell, Stephanie, Ajot, Lou, Seven Cities, Dubwubs. Everybody's coming in. We're at about 60. Oh, there's Cookie, CBI. She's out there doing good work. If you guys don't know Cookie, check her out. She's been posting a lot of stuff on her Facebook page. Here, Cookie, let me make you a mod so you can post links to your stuff. Where did you go? You're here somewhere.
I know I'm not supposed to say this out loud, but Stephanie's my favorite moderator, and she's here.
Yeah, Steph always does a great job. I don't think I can do it here on StreamYards. I got to go on YouTube and do it.
Well, let me see.
Yeah. Oh, Stephanie did it. Thank you, Steph.
She must be a managing mod. Cool.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Um, awesome stuff. Awesome. So we're waiting for Four Corners. I think he said he wanted to stop by.
Yeah, I'll
So
text him right now.
we'll wait for him to hop in here before we begin. Let some more people hop on in. While we're waiting, what's up, Primal Rage? Primal, that's a great question, buddy. Tack, good to see you. For those of you that don't know, yeah, Patrick, we're going to be talking about Press Harder's arrest. Um, Four Corners was there. He's got the inside scoop. We're going to talk about it. Maybe, and I don't know if any of us can do it, but if somebody with some technological know-how can hop on the panel and share a screen, maybe we'll watch the video. Us old guys up here, me and Cliff, we ain't got a clue how to do this stuff. And my internet's spotty, so I can't do it.
I did send you an email with those videos. I also sent you an audio call that I did when I called down to the jail and kind of explained the
Nice.
situation to them. So you should have
Oh,
that in your email.
Pepper Brooks, thank you for the memberships. Friends and Code up in the house. Awesome. So while we're waiting on Four Corners, for those of you that don't know, I am back on the road doing audits, just sporadically here and there, because of course I went back to my old job to work and make money while I'm on probation, but I am getting back out there here and there. As a matter of fact, I just premiered audit earlier today on my Majorly Awesome channel. So from now on, all my new audits are going to be done on my Majorly Awesome channel. That way, for people that just want to see my audits, they can go there and just see my audits. And then this channel, I'm going to do my lives on. I'm going to do my court case updates, my lawsuit updates. Any cop watching that I do is going to be done on this channel, and I'm going to use this channel to showcase up and coming auditors and stories I think the community needs to know about. So, yeah, that's what's up with that. So, if you haven't subbed already, check it out. Majorly Awesome. Brandon Mitchell just tossed out the link there for you guys. Feel cool. So, yeah, I'm pretty excited. I'm starting fresh, starting new. It's a brand new channel. I think I've got like 150 subs. I'm not monetized. I'm starting raw, just like if I was a new guy, out on the street. Um, so, yeah, I'm pretty stoked about it. Um, we'll be getting out some more here and there. And this summer, once once hopefully we're off this probation, we'll be back at it full time. And yeah, right, Ed. And we'll be going at it full time. So we'll be getting to some spots we haven't been to before. Louisiana, we're gonna spend some time in. We're gonna go to Mississippi, see what's cracking there. There's Four Corner. What's up, Four Corner, buddy? Let me post a link up here for you, my friend. We'll get this show on the road. Uh, Integrity News Now. Good to see you. Well, you know what I mean. PayPal me. I mean, I'm starting out from scratch. As far as that goes. Yeah, other people know me already, and they know what they can kind of expect. But really, I'm going to be changing up the script. I'm not going to be spending time in jail anymore. I can tell you that. I mean, it's going to have to be some crazy off the wall cop that just arrests everybody he sees that he comes in contact with, because I'm all I'm looking for is to educate them and to get standing. So if they want me to leave the building, as long as I got standing on video, I'll be happy to haul ass. But again, they'll get sued. So I'm more worried about sharpening my skills that way, because that's really going to get some change going. What's up, Four Corner, buddy? Can we
Good
hear you?
evening. Good
Oh,
evening.
nice
Can
and
you hear
clear.
me?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. So, yeah, how you doing, Cliff? Everybody in the live chat. Good evening. I just
I'm
came back from Albuquerque early this morning. I was hanging out with, for the record, there for a bit yesterday, visiting family.
Right on. Nice. Yeah, it's always nice to get some um, family time in. Absolutely. I got a quick question from PayPal me, um, and I haven't won any. We've settled uh, a few of them. I'd say upwards 4 to 5 of them have settled, but we filed probably 12 or so, maybe. And I still file. I've got two in the court system right now in South Carolina. Metz v. City of Easley. South Carolina, and we had a big victory in that recently. They ended up rewriting the ordinance. They had originally created an ordinance that stopped us from recording in the buildings, but I went ahead and sued them, and they ended up rewriting the ordinance that allows us to video record in the buildings now. But they did put some tomfoolery in there that we still need to address. So I just sent a letter to their lawyer today and told them it was going to be good enough, and we're still going ahead with the lawsuit. But I got that one, and I got Metz versus Smith, which is that dumb deputy chief that if you've been following my channel for a couple of years, you know exactly who I'm talking about. Uh, I posted the video. It's called Deputy Chief Gets Every Law Wrong, where the gentleman got literally every freaking law that he quoted wrong, every single one of them. It was like a 100% in the wrong direction, in the wrong direction. So, but we're not here to talk about that tonight, guys. Again, as you know, I do update pretty regularly, so we'll keep you up to date on that. Tonight, we're talking to Four Corners because we want to get the scoop on the Press Harder arrest. Now, again, if you guys have been following my channel for a while, you know that me and Press Harder have done work together before. I consider him a good guy. He's always been there and helped me out whenever he's around and I needed it. So he's always been a good guy. So we heard about um, this going on. Um, and 10th, I'm gonna let you up here, bud. But we're talking about the Press Harder arrest, and we're going to be letting Four Corners do most of the talking tonight on this one. But you guys know me and Tenth are good pals. He's been a subscriber of mine almost since day one, if not day one. Um, he finds me handsome, and who wouldn't? Um, and that's all good. So,
And handy.
and handy, yes, handsome and handy. Okay, so uh, yeah, so when Cliff called me up, he said, Press had been arrested, and I had heard about it, but I hadn't seen nothing because again, I got a lot of stuff going on. Cliff says, I want you to look at this video and do something with it. And that was yesterday. And I said, well, let's do something tonight. And I couldn't get around to editing the video and putting something together. So I said, you know what, Cliff? I said, let's go live and we'll talk about it. And maybe, well, 10th man's up here now. He's got the technical know-how. We'll have 10th pull the video up so we can watch it. But
Is that what you need? All right, give me a minute. I'm
yeah,
not on that device, but I will be.
yeah, we'll need that here in just a little bit. But first, we're going to let Four Corners talk because he's got the lowdown on it. He was there. He knows exactly what was happening. He was telling me before the live. We were on the phone, me, him, and Cliff. So we'll let him go ahead, so the people that don't know can get the inside scoop. So Four Corners, are you still there with me, buddy?
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, let me just. I know you're gonna show
All
me.
right. So walk us. Yeah, just whenever you're ready. Walk us through what had happened, what you told me earlier about what had been going on that day and what had led up to when Press got arrested, if you would,
Okay,
sir,
well,
be so kind.
yeah. What I didn't tell you when we were conversating, we had encounters with the two officers that were on the scene before we went up to this the call about the somebody barricading themselves in a room at the address that we were at, and there was these two officers that were giving unlawful directives to press harder. I got to be careful because I'm still in the system myself, fighting the same charge that he's charged with here in Farmington, New Mexico. I'm on from the municipal courts. I'm all the way up to the appellate courts. So, but yeah, we had encounters with two of the officers that press harder. Um, had encounter we were on a call at a local Dunkin' Donuts, and the call was somebody that was seemed like they said she was intoxicated, and these two officers that were at the next call that we showed up at were the two officers that were trying to give unlawful directives to press harder before this call here. So that's then they, you know, that's all we were doing is this trying to get the scoop And when we got to the call was about somebody barricaded themselves, or somebody was barricaded in the room at this address in these apartments. When we showed up there, the two officers were there that we seen at the Dunkin' Donuts call, and they press harder, stood his ground, and let them know they know that we have a right to film, and they got their feelings hurt just because press harder was giving it to them, with free speech. And but when we got to this call, the two officers were already there, and there was plus a few more other officers, and we got there, and they were speaking to I guess that was the young lady that the first call when we showed up at the first call, they just showed up. They were there already, and what I got on my video is they knocked on the door. Another officer, I think it was a sergeant, showed up. They tried knocking on the door. Less than 10 minutes, nobody answered, and they left. So we left. It was nothing, really nothing at all. So then we was with Press for Transparency. He's out of Durango, Colorado, and he had to get back home. So we went and dropped him back off at his vehicle. We visit for about half an hour. Then Press Harder and we got back on the road. Then we got a call. We heard the call on the radio again. It was back at the same place, the same address, same room number, and we went back up there. And that's when they were speaking to a young lady. And the young lady was the one that, what the call was, somebody was being held against their will, and the same, like I said, same address, same room, same apartment number. And when we got there, they were speaking to a young lady and her mom. And so Press Harder was closer, and he listened in. He was listening, trying to get the scoop. And that's when I came up, and we pretty much got what the young lady was speaking about, what happened with her in that room, and how she got out of the situation. And so then after that, the young ladies, after they spoke to the young ladies, they escorted them across the street. I don't know if they lived across the street or back to their vehicle. Then they had no problem at first, but the Press Harder was just trying to film. All we're trying to do is just get the story. And when they came with a few more other officers showed up, we got in front of the main entrance is where we were filming. And when the other officers came up and where they were knocking on the door, that's when they started telling us to back up 20 feet. Then we did comply, but you know how Press Harder is. That's why his name is Press Harder.
Exactly. He's not going to take unlawful orders sitting down.
Right. So he did back up. They backed him up, and they were shining the flashlight in his face and all, prior restraints. And even though he backed up, they didn't like the way where he backed up to. He was on the grass, and they wanted him in a certain place after 20 feet. And they did push him back more than 20 feet, I think. And that's when everything kind of chilled, and he came over on my side, and we spoke. And it was the young gentleman that was there that he spoke to, and another officer showed up. I didn't know who he was until after the whole thing went down, after Press Harder got arrested. And this officer, his name is Luther Mosley, and there was a mass shooting that happened a year and a half ago here in Farmington, New Mexico, and I was there live at that mass shooting, not during when it happened, after it happened. And the next day, they had a mass shooting conference, and Press for Transparency and we showed up to join the conference, and this Luther Mosley was there, and they wouldn't let us into that mass shooting press conference there at a civic center in Farmington, New Mexico. So that's how I knew who he was after he arrested and charged Press Harder for their obstructing and concealing identity. So that's what happened. And they told me to get back the first time, and nothing happened. But I think they called for backup, and that's who they called. because I didn't know he was a lieutenant until he said it. After all this, when he gave me the information, oh, they know me. They know me well. They always say my name, my last name,
Yeah, they
and
call you by name. Yeah.
exactly. So, but yeah, and then when he got closer, when he was going to get closer to where they say nothing at all in front of the apartments where it was going down, where we were before, that's when they got their feelings hurt, and they started pushing press harder back again, and he did comply, and they didn't like, they kept pushing him, and he was giving it to them with free speech, and so that's when they pushed him back, and nothing happened again, and there was a young gentleman that we were speaking to, and a few minutes after he got done speaking with us, he was over there, as you can see in the video. And a minute later, they arrested him. I don't know if they suspected him as being the person, or I don't know. That's what we were curious about. And the young lady, her name is Manus, and I know her. She knows me. A lot of these officers are, they got attitudes. And she took him to the side over there on the other side of the fence. And Press Harder came around on the other side, and he kept his distance. And she started giving him unlawful orders. That's when that Luther Mosey came up and told him, 20 feet back, and he came around the corner and pushed Press Harder back another 20 feet back. That's when he told Press Harder if he says anything at all, that he will arrest him. He
So
did comply.
Yeah, I've got the video pulled up. Where do you want me to start it? I'm right at the 41:15 mark where they're just about ready to arrest him. It's towards the end of the video. Was there something?
I'd say about 5 minutes before it ends, I say.
Okay. So 41:15, just go back to what, 36?
Yeah, so everybody can get an understanding.
Kind of like right in here.
Yeah, that should work.
Okay, and we'll just let it play, and you can interrupt us whenever you feel the need, guys. Anybody, if anybody wants to interrupt it, let me know. I'll go ahead and hit play. Could everybody hear it?
Yeah, nothing was said, but I hear sound.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
How's it live, y'all? You get a 1 in the chat if we got a good audio and visual. Thank you, Donnie. Appreciate the feedback, y'all.
Oh, that was great, man. That was great. Nice spit. Nice spit.
Appreciate the gift.
That's code for they don't know shit and they're fucking worthless. That's what that means.
Diana, appreciate the heart.
When they say they can't say anything. Yeah.
So a young girl was held against her will by a gentleman in this department here, and so now they came and knocked on the door earlier, and nobody answered. So I think they're gonna try to.
I think they're going back over to talk to the victim, and they're going to get a statement. And with that statement, they're going to get a warrant. And until then, they're going to lock this bitch down, and ain't nobody leaving until they get a warrant.
Really?
When they get a warrant, then they're kicking it in.
Sounds like it might be a long night.
You'd be surprised how fast they can get a judge to sign a warrant and shit.
Right.
Maybe an hour or two.
Want to say hi to TikTok?
Yeah.
Right here. This is a Press Harder.
TikTok.
Yeah.
Huh? No. Yeah. I said, I always say, yeah. Yeah.
I was gonna say,
Don't.
Yeah. She's Armstrong. My last name is Armstrong. Marcus Armstrong.
Okay.
Yeah, but she's not my family, but I know her. But yeah, her first name is
Yeah,
She's
yeah,
really
press
cool.
harder. You know, me, I got to be careful because
I miss her.
I'm still on the legal system for doing this here.
Like my surrogate, like
Press harder.
or something.
That's why his name is Press Harder. He likes to press hard.
It's not a name. It's what I do. I'm one of the people, man. You should know that by now, bro. I'm one of the people.
I mean,
what
this
I
is
do
people.
is
This
press
is
on, press harder, press now. It's not what I am, right?
this is people, y'all.
Yeah.
This
Nobody,
is people.
nobody is what they do.
Right here, people.
Yeah.
He's good at what he does.
I'm in it too. Baby. You
Right on.
better
All right.
believe. The
All
real Mac love.
You got some fans.
Uh-huh.
Press harder.
All day,
Yeah,
every
You got
day.
some fans.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. I papirazzi. They call me papirazzi for a reason, baby.
That's why I hang out with
Taking
Press Harder.
photos,
That's
you
why
know?
we hang out together.
Uh-huh. Papirazzi got them photos, but don't nobody know that. Camera es camera.
Press Harder, you the man, they say.
Oh boy. Starting rumors. Don't tell anybody. It's a secret. Who you got in there?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Jim, Lynn Mac. Oh, on TikTok, I don't know any of these peeps. Yeah. Look at that. Yeah. Not quite how I spell it, but I had 4 more A's and, an H, an exclamation point, a smile, a thumbs up, a 100, a pout, and then a fire.
So you on YouTube. What's your other channels?
Press on, press harder, and press now.
On YouTube, y'all.
Yeah.
And I'm on YouTube too, on the same profile, same name, Four Corner Fist in the air. I'm new to TikTok, so appreciate you guys all supporting, understanding.
So they can sit on that bench. You see that?
Oh yeah, it's just the people with the cameras.
So they can sit on the bench though, huh? Huh, Baldy? You stupid fucking bald fuck. This is why you're supposed to get crime scene tape. You stupid fucker. It's only stopped for us. Hey, what's your problem? This bald bitch is my problem. He already started a protest here in the United States of America. Don't get in between me and my government. Yeah, none of these fucking worthless pigs can fucking pay attention to their useless directives and shit. They only fucking count for us. That was a crime scene 10 minutes ago and shit. No, nobody else could be there. It was a crime scene.
Okay, this is Manus. She's the one with an attitude. I know Manus has got an attitude.
I think everybody needs to keep in mind there was no crime scene tape up. So, I mean, you can be as close as you want to them. They haven't. Correct me if I'm wrong, Rogue, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. Here we go.
Oklahoma Outlaw. Good to see you here.
They arresting that guy?
Are they?
They got hands on him.
Got a warrant on him? Oh yeah, they're arresting him, huh? Yeah, they are arresting him.
I think they think he's the guy that...
Was that him? They probably is suspecting of. Must be a. That's the one that was just here, right? We were talking to.
Yeah.
See how involved directives they should give me?
Give that 20 feet back. 20 feet back. I'm way more than 20 feet. I'm saying 20 feet back from here. Back up, back up, back up, back up, back up, back up, back up. I'm more than 20 back up, feet. Back up. If you say anything and you interfere, I am arresting you. I just want to be clear. We are conducting an investigation and you will not interfere or I will arrest you. I've made myself clear. You will not interfere. I will not. Did I make myself clear? I will talk all I fucking want.
You're under arrest.
Oh my god.
You are under arrest. Lay your hands behind your back.
Notice how he didn't interfere, guys, right? He's not resisting, he's not doing anything. And he always says, I will not resist, but I also will not assist. So keep that in mind as he tries to move him here.
Free speech, yo. It wasn't doing nothing but filming.
Right this way, sir. Are you going to cooperate? Right this way, sir. That's what you're going to do is just lay there? All right, you take a break then. Take him to your unit. Will you guys just sit there for a second? Sorry about this. Just give us a minute.
That was it.
So is this where they pick him up and take him to the car?
That was the second video I sent to you. See, I was on TikTok on this one. I had
Right.
to download off of TikTok and put it up. So the second part is when I jump to YouTube and let everybody know, the main supporters.
Okay. So everybody saw what just happened. As soon as the cop tried to move him, he dropped to the ground. So he's not assisting him with his arrest. He's not assisting them at all. And you'll also notice he hasn't said a word either. And he won't, and he don't. And when he's incarcerated, he will not. He will not walk anywhere. They have to carry him to the court and back, carry him back to a cell. He will only eat if they feed him. When I made the phone call down to the jail, they said he was on suicide watch. And I think I told him, I said, he's not suicidal. He will not eat unless you feed him, because that's what he does when he's incarcerated. He also won't ask to be fed. He does not speak while he's in jail. So I had about a 2-hour conversation with him, and that's what he explained to me. When he goes to jail, that's what he does. So I think it's real important for people to be aware of that. I've seen rumors in chats that he's on a hunger strike. He's not on a hunger strike. He just won't eat unless he's fed. So more people that call that jail and let him know, the more likely they'll be to feed him or let him out, because that's if they don't let him out, it's it's just, I don't know what to say. Does everybody understand that, what he's doing?
It's one of the most awesome things I've ever heard.
Yeah, I like it. I get visions of Roman emperors getting fed grapes, and I like that for press. So hopefully it's something like that. Although we know it's jail, so it's mystery meat and applesauce, and not really grapes. But
Well, what it is he refuses to take any part in the incarceration, because even like he's saying, asking for food is you taking part in it.
Yeah, participating.
it's almost like a religious thing. I got a lot of respect for that, like a tremendous amount.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, again, for folks that have been in the community for a long time, everybody knows Press. Press has been around. Um, we know who he is. We know what he does. He gives it to him right off the bat, right off the rip. He don't play games, and he travels around the country. Off the goodwill of the people,
Yeah.
and
Quick story.
yeah.
Quick story. Utah Cop Watch was telling me a story. He was out on a cop watch in Salt Lake City, and all of a sudden he hears this, yeah. Didn't have any idea that the people from Press Harder was there. So it's like, and I hear stories like that all the time. I even watched a video of Amagansett Press was doing his thing, and all of a sudden from across the street, yeah. So it's like he just shows up, and he walks everywhere he goes. Um, he does not drive. He doesn't have a driver's license because he doesn't have a name. He's the people at Press Harder. Um, that's why they haven't been able to identify him yet in the San Juan County Jail. I don't even think Rogue knows his name. You can confirm or deny that if you want, but I don't think anybody knows his name. I asked him for his name, and he says, "My name is the People." And so I know we always refer to him as Press Harder, uh, but yeah, he goes by the People. If that makes sense, everyone.
Yeah, I mean, even if he had told me, I would have forgot by now because I always use people's like channel name anyway, just because I don't want to slip up if we're ever out
Dude, I
recording.
still don't know your name. I've known you for over half a decade.
Who, me? My
I
my
know.
name's George. Everybody knows my
Oh
name.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
you tell me all the time. I forget. I don't
Yep.
care about none of that. See, like somebody in the chat there a minute ago said, "Oh, to Flo, Flo State, you know him, right? I think I saw you on there once or something." Anyway,
Yeah.
Pat or Dusty, yeah, and they're like, "Oh, we knew you wouldn't let uh, 10th out of your site for long or something like that because like I'm on a show a lot sometimes." And I'm like, no, we're just allies. That's it. Nothing else matters. You know, and I don't want to take over your show or anything, but I was on a Discord panel the other day with over 200 people watching on YouTube and about 20 of us on Discord. And I ran into somebody, and I won't say who it is unless you say to say so, but it doesn't matter. A lot of people will know. And I was over there because Bow was mentioned. And I pop up on the panel expecting to have to do my normal shtick defending First Amendment auditors. And the next thing out of her mouth is, I used to really have a big problem with auditors, but now the majority of them, I side with them because I've seen what true evil is and they're not it. And I was so floored, I didn't even have anything to say the rest of the time I was up there. I just left. I was like, I can't, anything I say right now could only make this worse. So I'm just going to take off now. Seems like you got it now. That's it. You
Wow.
guys are turning a lot of people, a lot.
Well, and it's not even us. And Brandon, that's a positive for you, brother, sir. Um, it's not even us. It's the government, right? Every day, the
Yep.
government screws over
Yep.
literally thousands of people, and in many different ways, from the tax collector to the goddamn code enforcement to the police officers to unfortunately even some firefighters and EMT people sometimes
Yep.
do things they shouldn't do. So the government every day is screwing people over. And when this happens and they go to the government to redress their grievances, they find out that nobody gives a damn. right? These people do not give a
They
fuck
get
about whatever.
treated like terrorists, sir.
Yeah,
They get treated like terrorists, like that young fella. Well, he's young to us I guess, who went into the police station, and then the chief or whatever came out and arrested him, like
hmm
just there within the last 6-8 months or something like that. Like that was
Yep.
so egregious.
Yep.
It's glaring. There's no way
Well,
to deny it. Like you can't say, "Oh, he's just in there harassing people. He's just hanging out. He was just asking questions."
well, let me tell you a quick story. I did this story a couple of years ago. I'm sure you probably saw it. For those of you that are newer to the channel, you might not have seen it. But I got a good buddy, and his name's Chris Love, and he's down in South Florida, and he was a professional rodeo guy, and now he was a firearms trainer, I believe, is what he does now. But he had called me up, and he had said, that he was having some issues down there in his city, which is Davie, Florida. It's down in the Miami, Fort Lauderdale metropolitan, crap area down there. And so what had happened is he was walking out of I don't know, some fast food restaurant one day. He's got his hands full. The gentleman chews tobacco. So he he's got some juice in his mouth. He can't really talk. And these two officers come by, and one of them bumps him, aggressively. And he turns around, and words are exchanged, but there's a white officer and a black officer. Well, the white officer calls my buddy Chris Love, who's also a white guy, he calls him the N word. And Chris is floored. He's like, "What the F?" And so, and the officers didn't know this at the time, but Chris grew up with the mayor and the chief of staff. I think it's the chief of staff of Davie, right? They grew up together. They live literally like a block apart from the mayor, Chris does. And so when this happened, he went to the mayor and he said, "Look, this is what happened. I wanted to file a complaint, stuff like this." Well, they ended up turning a cold shoulder to him, right? And these are people that he grew up with, knew his whole life, right? And Chris isn't, an auditor or somebody with a felony on his record, or anybody that's even been in jail or any of that stuff. He's an upstanding citizen, pays his taxes, got a beautiful wife, got a beautiful house, beautiful family. You know what I mean? Guy's done great things his whole life, right? Somebody that any community would be proud to be like, yeah, this guy is a member of our community, right? Like any community would be proud to have this guy as a member of his community. Be lucky, right? And they gave him the cold shoulder. So Chris, he decides, now he's going to start videotaping these guys. And again, I've showcased some of his videos on the channel, and I've done a story on him. But he starts, trying to videotape and stuff, and they threaten his wife at her work that she's going to end up losing her job. So he has to quit making videos. So, he decides, well, hell, I'm gonna run for mayor then. You know, I'm gonna change it from the inside. Well, once he puts his intentions out there and he's, campaigning, well, then code enforcement starts going around to his neighbors' homes and hitting them with fines and telling them that the reason that they're getting hit with fines is because of my buddy Chris, and that if he stops running, the fines will go away. All right. So Chris stops running and the fines go away, because there's so many tools at these people's disposal, right? I mean, people don't realize it until they get into the mix and find out exactly, you know what I mean? And then you realize, hey, I got to live here. I got to live next to these people. You know what I mean? Do I want to piss them off by having code enforcement come by and just hitting them with $500 fines every week? You know what I mean? Like, they have pressure points that they can use. You're right. That should have pissed off all the neighbors, modern retro. But you know as well as I do that these motherfucking people out here are pussies, right? They're sheep. Like a lot of bitches out there talk about, oh, when they come for my guns, bitch, you're not gonna do shit. When there's a platoon of troops on your street with M16s, and you're in your home with your wife and your kids, and you've got your 45 and maybe your 2 boxes of ammo, you'll be like, "Oh, here, officer, here, let me hand that to you. Let me give that to you."
Did you see
Because
I think it was on Civil Rights Attorney a couple days ago, and it was a black couple, and then their 7-year-old child in his bed, and the cops wrong rated them, and when the cops came in, they were in the closet deciding whether or not to get their guns because they didn't know if it was the police or not. And it didn't turn out too bad for them, but they're like in a nice suburb neighborhood, well trimmed lawn, just a professional family,
yeah, but
and that can only happen so many times before people start going,
well, here's the thing. They've already done test runs of people giving up their guns in New Orleans after Katrina. So I mean, they'll dress it up in some way. It's not going to be just a straight grab, I'm sure. But what and maybe they won't ever do it. But the point I'm trying to make is that when people are put on the spot in that position, especially if there's pressure points, like if your family's there, and your house is surrounded, and all you have is your damn AR-15, which you didn't even modify for multi-shot, and you haven't really been to the range in the last couple of weeks, and you've only got 200 rounds of ammo because shit's so expensive, and you had to decide whether to put food on the table or buy, stock up on extra rounds. So I mean, when that time comes, just like we saw in New Orleans, people aren't going to buck the system. Not very many people are going to buck the system. And the people that are already, thinking about bucking the system already have guns hidden, right? Like you're going to go to their house and they're going to give you that 22 handgun that their grandmother handed down to them from 1936. That's what you're going to get. And then somewhere 20 miles away, buried in the woods, they're going to have a satchel of, rifles and shotguns and shit like that. But um, the majority of people are, again, armed with their 9 millimeters, their 380s, their 40 calibers with 2 boxes of ammo. They're just going to give in, right? They're going to give up. So they don't have the cojones, right? They don't even have the cojones to pick up a camera and go ask their government a freaking question because I'm afraid I'm going to go to jail, right? So when there's a platoon of
yes,
death looking down their barrel at them, you damn right they're going to cave, right? They can't even go and ask why the fuck their property taxes are so high because the
yes,
fucking, the sheriff is out there. And this happened in New Hampshire. The sheriff was flying his mistress around on vacations on a goddamn county credit card. You know what I mean? Like people know this shit's going on, right? They have to know this shit's going on. It's
yeah, but
on
the
the
problem is
news.
they have immunity while they can kill you for trying to uncover their crimes. That's the problem.
Well, right. No, I
This is the
understand.
problem.
Well, I understand, I understand the protection that they've got, but the people themselves, right? This is all going against their best interest, right? Like how is it not imperative? You know what I mean? It's like I don't know. It's like drinking 2 bottles of Jack Daniels a night, right? Sooner or later, you got to realize, hey, this is against my best interest, right? Or
Well,
smoking a
the one
thousand
problem,
dollars of crack a night. You know what I mean? Like
but
sooner or later, everybody hits that bottom, that rock bottom, right? And they're like,
yeah,
so
but this is the problem. Okay, is because I've been on the other side too. It's because corruption is so rampant. Most people just go, I don't know if that person actually is bad or if they were set up. So I can't really have an opinion because it's so corrupt that I don't know who the good guys and the bad guys are. They really fail to realize is it's so bad that they won't allow anybody who even asks questions to get into any position of authority. You won't be a city clerk's administrative assistant if you ask a question. You'll just be gone. You don't ask questions. You do what you're told. You might make it out with a pension in the end, but you're going to have to turn a blind eye to a lot of bad stuff. That's the way the government works.
Well, what what I found out is, that when the U.S. government gave the corporations and the banks the right to rule, that's when they pretty much stripped our freedoms away.
I want to answer jellyfish real quick. It's just crap because of the traffic, buddy. It's actually a very beautiful area. I don't know if you've ever been there, but it's a very beautiful area, and the people are really nice. It's just the traffic for me that makes it a crap area. And I'm like that with any major metropolitan area. It's not just Miami. Miami's just the bigger one here in Florida. But when I lived around Chicago, that area's a crap area too, as far as I'm concerned. Anywhere where you live and it takes you an hour to go pick up a loaf of bread from the store, to me, is just crap. It's just wasting my life away sitting behind the wheel of a car to get basic necessities. I like to drive. I don't mind drive. I'll drive 7 hours to go do an audit, for a couple of days up in Alabama or something. But when I'm, living my life, and I'm at home and I need to go pick up groceries or something, I don't want it to take me an hour just to drive there and back, not counting the time I actually have to spend getting the groceries. But again, that's just me. Everybody's different. Some people like the major metropolitan areas because they don't like to drive. Like when I lived in San Francisco, a lot of people out there didn't have cars. They used the transit system, the buses, the monorail. There's a lot of public transportation there in San Francisco. It's actually really awesome. Um, but yeah, that's why the South Florida area to me is crap, is because of the damn traffic. But the people and the area is beautiful, beautiful. What's up,
All
Nasty
right.
Nate?
All right, y'all. I'm going to drop on down if that's all you need me for.
Well,
Well,
we always need you four corners, buddy, because you're an awesome guy. So,
Yeah.
you're always welcome up here, my friend. And you do good work. I hope people, the mods, have been posting your channel there for people that don't know you.
Yeah, like I tell everybody else, I'm not trying to be the best or greatest at it. I just know it's my right. So, and I appreciate everybody that supports my channel, and I appreciate you, Rogue, the Vigilance Committee. I know you guys know that you guys know Press Harder very well. It's good to meet you. Tense Mayor. Were you gonna say something, the Vigilance Committee?
yeah. Well, uh, no, that's fine. Got to get up early in the morning anyway because I'm going to head to Farmington, New Mexico. What, day 4 or 5 now that the people from Press Harder may not be eating? We don't know if he's being fed at all.
He's been in there since what, Tuesday night?
Yeah.
So it's like
So,
8
so
days.
yeah. So I'm going to make some more calls down there to that jail as well. I've got one recorded, but we don't have to listen to it. I'll put
Absolutely.
it
Well,
up
I
on.
know. Yeah, put it up, and everybody can go and check it out.
Yeah, I'll put
And
it
we
up
know,
on my channel.
yeah, Cliff's got to wake up early, and Four Corners is out of here, so we'll wind everything down. But yeah, I definitely want to thank you guys for coming up on the panel tonight and updating us and letting us know the real deal behind it. Because again, a lot of people know press, so want to definitely get everybody in on this. And hopefully we can get him out soon, or hopefully he gets out soon for sure. Because
Yeah,
yeah,
and
we
these
need
guys,
people like press on the street. We need more of them.
Well, we're going to do
yeah,
some pressure.
Uh,
We're going to do some pressuring down there. That's for sure. We're going to pressure them. They need to either shit or get off the pot, so to speak. Either let him out or make sure that they feed him because he's not going to feed himself. And 5 days, 6 days going without food, just because they think he's on some sort of hunger strike uh, is ridiculous. They need to let him out. Otherwise, they need to take care of him. It's their responsibility. And I've made that pretty clear to them at that jail. And I hope other people are going to make it clear to them as well. It's important.
Yeah, that county jail, they don't really care about anybody at all, especially with people that have health problems too. I've been in there, I witnessed it, so and I thanks everybody that showed up supporting here tonight, everybody in the live chat, and
So
hope
let me
everybody.
ask let me ask real quick. South Jersey News was asking about the next court date. That's what you're going down there for, isn't it, Cliff?
No, I'm going down there to protest and do some public records requests and file some complaints against that officer that arrested him for speaking. Utah Cop Watch and I are going to head down there tomorrow and do a little work and try to make something happen. So that's
Absolutely.
what we're doing.
Okay. Yeah. So I don't know when Press Harder's next court date is.
There isn't one.
There isn't one. Has he had an arraignment yet at all? Do we know?
I think they always have an arraignment, but I don't know what if he just said the fifth also in the arraignment.
Yeah,
But
Yeah.
he didn't speak. He won't speak in the courtroom.
Yeah.
yeah, so what?
Usually it's a probable cause hearing to hold him, and it's not an
Yeah.
arraignment.
Well, they don't know who he is.
Right. But they wouldn't even need that for a probable cause hearing, right? They would just be like, okay, he's charged with burglary, and the state's like, yes, sir, we got pictures of him inside the house. Well, okay, we can hold him, basically. So you got to see a judge when you get arrested within 24, 72 hours or whatever. But that's just a probable cause hearing. Find out if they had probable cause to arrest you, hold you, whatever, and then from there you can go with either bail or, and if
Yeah,
you
he
bail
doesn't
out,
post bail. He won't post bail.
right,
He won't.
right. Well, what I'm saying is if you post bail, then you get out and then you come back and your first court date will be an arraignment where you would be like guilty or not guilty.
Well, he won't
So,
plea.
well, I understand that. I'm
He,
just trying to
he
figure
won't
out where
say
we are.
guilty or not guilty. So that's
Right.
where we're at. He won't even say.
Well, I understand that, but I'm just trying to figure out where in the process we are. Did he already go see the probable cause, officer, and they
Yes.
were like,
Yeah, I
yeah,
think he did that right away.
right. Usually, like I said, it's between like
But they had to carry him
24 and
in and carry
48,
him out.
72 hours, something like that. So, but
Yeah.
then, but then after that, then it would be an arraignment. And, again, he could stay in jail till the arraignment or he could get a ROR'd or whatever. But I'm just looking to see where he is in that process.
Yeah, his charges that night that he was arrested by that officer Luther Mosley was obstructing and concealing. Then just
Same
the
things
other
I did.
day we found out he got another charge for resisting or obstructing an officer.
Sorry, I don't want to make fun of your speech impediment or anything like that, but it's pronounced pig.
Yeah, it is pronounced pig. Yeah. All right. So we're looking at multiple charges on the same incident, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, the first. Yeah, so
Okay.
so
Well,
he. But
yeah, multiplices charges. Somebody just sent me a court case where they're fighting that multiple charges like that. I'll have to look and see if I can find it. If so, I'll have to get it to press some way.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I
we got
wasn't
it.
meaning to be rude there. I get so angry. I try to be funny. Sometimes I might say things that are a little bit off, but I guess you guys
Yeah.
don't know me. I'm known for committing crimes of speech over these things. Speech crimes.
Well, I think
So they.
San Joaquin Valley Transparency is going to go live tomorrow too, with myself and Utah Cop Watch on the road. So everybody can be looking out for that. And we're on our way to Farmington, New Mexico tomorrow. So that's all I got. Rogue, thanks for having us up and thanks for sharing this.
Of course.
Hopefully people will follow it and really understand that we need to get him out of jail or make sure that they are feeding him. Either way, it'll be 6 days.
Yeah,
tomorrow.
absolutely.
So.
All
right.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us up.
Yeah. You got it, buddy. Thanks for coming up, Cliff, and Four Corners, man. You guys have a great night. 10th as
Right on.
always, man. Good to see you. Folks in the chat, always good to see you guys. Don't forget, all my new audits are going on Majorly Awesome. The link is in my community posts. My last couple community posts are links to the channel and videos that I put out. I've got some new audits up. If you want to see some new Majorly Awesome audits, check it out. And that's where all my new audits will go. So make sure you sub if you want to check out my audits. All right, everybody. Thanks again for
All right.
watching, and
Y'all have a-
we'll see you guys in the next one. Yeah, thanks again, Four Corner.
Yeah.
Stop harassing
night,
the
all.
police. They're just trying to do
No,
their jobs.
nope.
All right, buddy. I
You
hope you're
can't
well.
fool me. All right, bud. You too, man.
Peace.
Later.